Hi, my name is Maya M. Sweller, and for this assignment, I chose to review Google Classroom. Now, for Google Classroom, I was actually really intrigued by this because you know how Google has their different applications that are sort of like Microsoft Word with the Google Docs and Google Slides, different things that we use in Classroom. So I was really interested in what would Google Classroom offer that Google Docs and Google Slides didn't. Because if you're very familiar with Google Docs and Google Slides, you have the ability to edit while other people are editing the same assignment. So if you had like a group paper or group presentation, you guys could all edit at the same time while chatting with each other. Well, for Google Classrooms, it's not exactly like that, but it does offer a lot of different aspects to it that would help a classroom setting. So I created an Algebra 1 honors class, but I'm going to show you how to create a class first before I really dive into how this works. So we're going to go over here and create a class. I use my USF email, but you just would use an email. It's not going to let you use any other email. You're going to have to use an email that is associated with the school. So my USF email was the one that worked because my normal email didn't work at all. So it'll ask you all the different questions about being a teacher when you sign up. But I'm going to create a class. And I really want to be a high school math teacher. I'm kind of toying with the idea of high school math or elementary, being an elementary teacher. So I'm just going to do one for, let's say, 5th grade math. Like section 01, and then let's do foundations in mathematics. So as you create the class, it's going to help you navigate the class. When you navigate the classroom, like this is showing me right here, it has all of your classes. You can go back to classes and it'll show every class that you have created. It'll also show the classes that you have joined. Here is your calendar. If I would have written down an assignment that would have been due Saturday, actually, we can go do that right now. If I were doing my 5th grade math class and I wanted to create an assignment, I would go to this add button and it would say create an assignment. And it's going to say you can post now. It's telling me all the different things that I can do. So I'm going to say math worksheet. I'm going to have a due date for, let's make it Wednesday, 11:59 is perfect. And we're not going to create a topic because this is just going to be something that's an example. But this is a math worksheet. Nobody has done it. It's due on Wednesday, and we're going to go to my calendar, and it's going to be right there. So it's very useful in terms of creating assignments. It's very useful in terms of alerting you when you have an assignment to grade. There's also work, which is for you as a teacher. This is not for students. It's for you as a teacher. What work do I have to do? And right here, like normally I would have no work to do. Like it would show up blank. When I did it earlier, it showed up blank. If I went to my other class, it would show up blank. But for this, since I created an assignment, I had the math worksheet to grade. So if someone had done it, I would just click it and it would have me grade and ungrade. See, assignments and questions to be graded out of any number of points graded. Got it. Like it would have me grade it. I'd be able to go through and mark all the students right or wrong. I would be able to interact with them, provide feedback, different things. If I had instructions, my instructions would be there. If I had a class comment like Jane Doe say she received, sorry I cannot spell today, that's why I'm a math teacher, not an English teacher, because I cannot spell whatsoever. Jane Doe received a homework pass for completing. Really can't spell today. That's great. But if I would have said she received a homework pass for completing her work early, I could write it there. All the students would be able to see it, and it's sort of self-explanatory in that aspect. If I were to go back, you can select a theme. You can create your own theme. They have galleries, they have patterns. Specifically for this class, it chose for me the math theme, which I chose for my Algebra 1 class, which we're going to go to next. But there's different themes, and I chose this one that had to do with math. This is the math class. About here, it's going to tell me I could create a description for the class. My Google Drive calendar would be 5th grade math section 001. I could put the room. I could add class materials, like if I said you needed a 5-star, really can't spell today, a 5-star 5-prong. Subject folder. I could add that there. Things like that. I could post it. And I could open this in Google Calendars. I can view in Classroom. Different things that I can do regarding this. Now, when I go to my Algebra 1 Honors Classroom, since I haven't really added anything to this one, I'm going to show you a little bit about how to add things to this one. Here you can attach YouTube videos if you need to attach a YouTube video about a certain mathematics lessons. Like if I were to go find one from Khan Academy about integrals for calculus, or if I were to find one about solving equations for Algebra 1, this is an Algebra 1 class, I could attach it there. I could attach a Google Drive, and then all the students can edit the same material. Now here, this is what I was talking about earlier with the work. Like, it's still going to show all of my work, but if I had nothing to review, it'd say I have no work to review. And back to this class. You can stream things, you can add a topic, you can view all work. There's no work due for this class, so I haven't added anything. On the top, there's students. If I had students, I would be able to click on it and it'd tell me about the students. I could add certain things. I could reuse a post, create a question, create an announcement. If I wanted to create an announcement about welcome to this class, I could. Google Classroom is actually very versatile in this aspect of I can add certain things. Like for here, when I click on students, what I would do to add students to this class is I would use this class code and I would email it to them, because I tried using it for myself earlier. I would email it to them and they'd be able to add themselves to the class and join the classroom. So this program is actually very versatile. I really didn't expect it to be. Because, when you have high expectations for Google Docs and Google Slides, you wouldn't expect Google Classrooms to be like this grand thing, but it actually would be very useful in terms of interacting with students and using technology. Like, this would be something that could be implemented in classrooms and used on the daily, because, say, instead of using, I know because the student that I tutor that's in public school, they have EdSP now. And it shows all their assignments, but instead of using EdSP and having that cluster and having that grade shoot at them, their grade would still be on EdSP, but for here it's more personal, where they can interact with each other, as well as when you put a Google Doc, they can interact and change notes and be like, oh, I found this and type this in. This will help you with the homework, and this will help you with this. And then I can write announcements and saying, okay, well, I'm going to push the homework back, or I'm going to add a homework add an extra credit and do it here. It would be easier for teachers to interact, especially in public schools, without using EdSP, to put different assignments and different extra credits on here, because they all can change it at the same time and they all can interact with it at the same time. And that way, when she grades it, it doesn't have to be graded all the time on paper. If the teacher would want to save paper, it would just be in her work and she'd grade it right then and there. It'd be easier for her to do. So this would be something that could be used in schools nowadays, and you wouldn't think that a lot of people really know about this, because I was looking at the list and this is the first time I've ever heard of Google Classroom. So it's kind of I would say a really underrated program, because it's not something that's mostly talked about. So this would be something that would be really good for teachers to use, and it would be a really amazing way to implement technology in for students and teachers as well in classrooms, because technology is ever changing. It continues and continues to grow. So this would be something to implement in schools and to give students and teachers an opportunity to be on that technologically advancing track. And this is Google Classrooms.